Hi everybody, it's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive on Thursday, August 18th. It is my brother's birthday today, so he doesn't watch me doing my lives, but shout out to my brother Mike. But sometimes Linnea, his wife, watches, so maybe they'll advertise to him that I called it out. But yes, I hope he had a very good birthday today. Woohoo! So, is this where the class is? Elizabeth Fisher, no. I have a newbie watching tonight, and I just saw the post come through that she's looking for the class, and we've all been in that boat, right? Like, where is it? So, nope, it's in the news feed. So sorry guys, we're gonna catch her while I can. It's in the news feed. So I hope that everybody's having a great Thursday today. We are over half done now with August. That blows my mind. Where does that time go? I blinked and August is half done. Hi, Feline. Hi, Betty. Hi, Millie Kendall. Woo, woo. You guys are the early birds. Lori Ransoms, can't wait to watch. I see that. Elaine's going to be watching. France set her alarm. I'm just looking at the post, you guys. I always send that reminder about the Stampin' Live from the Hive, and I sometimes see those comments. So, okay. So, let's find the video, because just as I was going to there's Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I just replied to your message. Hi, Robin Stender. And Cindy Runtree's here, Randy Schultz is here, Cheryl's here, Donna Simmer. Woo, woo. Okay, so now, so just as I went to go click on the video link, the message came up that Elizabeth was looking for the group. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Linda Hunt. So let's see if I can find myself now in a easy manner. There it is. Oh, that light is so crazy. I have no idea that there's this fogginess over here with the light, and it's just like I try to play with them, and I'm not a good light person. So hi, Jean Terwilliger. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Linda. All right, the gang's rolling in. Hi, Mary from New Jersey. Hi, Linda Rios. You guys were excited to do Abigail Rose. Hi, Becky Rohr. It's been on my list for a long time. Hi, Don McCarthy. You guys, Abigail Rose cards, I made these back in June. Hi, Debbie Schultz. They were part of a swap that I did back, I'd have to say, even end of May. I feel like these cards were done before I went to Utah. Hi, Paula Rice and Sandy Wicklander. So I've been looking at these cards for a very long time. Hi, Jennifer Jones and Lynn Beasley. I'm so excited to make them. Hey, Angela. They're pretty. They're very, very pretty. And you guys, hi, Hildy. We have extra kits. So if you're watching this class and you're like, shoot, I missed out, or like, oh man, I would like another set of cards. Hi, Debbie. I have, I believe, 10 left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I actually have 12 left. Hi, Tina from Kingston, New York. Hi, Elaine Reback. Hi, Maria Gilbertson from northern Minnesota. Woo, woo. Hi, Ann Ballinger. So if you were on the fence about it, and now that you see the cards, you're like, oh my goodness, I'd love to get a set of these cards. Just know they're still available. Hi, Jessica Rodriguez. I don't know how long. They usually run out. At some point, they run out. Hi, Patricia Pascopio. So as long as I have I'm going to do roll call. No, I'm going to wait for roll call because people are still rolling in here. So we're going to talk about a few things before we get going. Couple things, more than a couple things. The mystery card drawing is going to be later tonight. There were 50, Cheryl, Posident. All right, flip down really quick, just so you can see where I have it, Cheryl, but you should send me an email right here. chrismbertram@msn.com, all right? Or text me, all right? But the camera will go back down when I start making the cards, but just know if you're listening right now, watch for my email address. Feline will take another kit. Okay, cool, Feline. Send me an instant message and remind me of that. Hi, Linda Kester. Hi, Randy Schultz. Thanks for sharing. Penny Powell is going for the replay, off to dinner with your big kids, all you can eat wings. Woo, I love it. Oh, Elaine wants that. Okay, so there you go. We have 3 of them already accounted for, you guys. See? Hi, Sharon Rush. They go fast when I say I have kits left. So I know that I have enough for most people that will tell me they want one tonight. Hi, Yvonne from Florida. Okay, so you guys, I have 5 or 6 things on my list that I'm going to go over before we get going. And some of the stuff is serious business for me. And I need your feedback. So, all right, first thing, not serious business, but fun business. Mystery card, you guys. I had a fun time doing the mystery card with you guys, doing that diagonal slicing. And then Kelly did a technique Thursday today. Hi, Mary Carls. Thanks for sharing. Hi, Francis Rodriguez. I didn't manage to do your mystery card yet. I haven't back yet. Oh, Donna, the mystery card will be there for whenever it works for you. Hi, Carolyn Ketchmark. So we'll do a drawing. So I'm telling you guys this because I sometimes forget things at the end of the night. Hi, Dion Miller. And I have you guys to help me hold me accountable. Hi, Betty Pyle. So mystery card drawing is going to be later tonight after class. I will share my card, and I'll also pick 2 winners because there was 50 people. I did put the sale-a-bration board back here as a reminder that just as a note that every $50 order that comes in, hi, Denise Ray, or Ray, you get your name on the board. And I know I just got Elizabeth Fisher. I got you on here. Hi, Doris Monson. Thanks for sharing. Hi, Barbara Godby. And then also... Karen Stagg, you were the last one to get your birthday order in. Woo woo. Oh, you're very welcome, Mary Carls. Happy mail is always good mail. So I don't have a full board. So I have Classic on Saturday in person. I betcha by Saturday I'll have a full board, and we're going to do sale-a-bration board drawing. I think it's number 9. It's 9 or 10. I have to go back and count the slips. But yeah, Pat Thomas, I'm happy you're able to watch the live too. Hi, Linda Hodge. So that's mystery card. I also have the winners for the 3 cards from the August monthly class, and I also have the winner of the Abigail Rose half-off bundle if she'd like it. So hi, Carol Engelbrecht. All right, so that's one thing off the list. 2 is sale-a-bration. So I finally got the 3D project completed that we're going to be doing for sale-a-bration. What is the sale-a-bration? You guys, there's been a lot of sale-a-bration talk here, right? Because we're in the middle of the sale-a-bration and it's winding down now. We're halfway through August, so it looks like there's 2 weeks left. As of like yesterday, there's 2 weeks left of sale-a-bration. With sale-a-bration, with every $50 or $100, you got to pick out free presents from Stampin' Up, free gifts. And also you got your name on the board. Well, I do something above and beyond what Stampin' Up does. Hi, Jay Shante. I hope you're doing well. Big hugs to you up in Harshaw. Hi, Pauline. So for my celebration, it's my way to reward my customers, reward new bees on my team, the Bee Happy Stampers, and also to reward my current bees. So there's 3 different levels of how you can get invited to the celebration. And invited, I mean, hi, Joy Wrench. Invited, I mean, make and takes. I do a special little 3D project. It's either in person or online. So the online Facebook Live portion is open to everybody, but to earn the spot of getting the actual make and take materials, that's where it comes in that you have to earn the spot. Hi, Julie, at home from the hospital. Awesome. I'm glad you're recovering. Big, happy, healing hugs to you. So the celebration is based on my customers' sales. So I have not calculated where you guys are at. If you know you've spent over $150 with me since July 1st, you know you're in like Flint, right? If you're close, like let's say you're $20 or $30 away. Hi, Susan Healy Cribs. If you're close, like let's say you're $30 to $50 away and you want to throw one more order in before the end of the month and get another class with me, get your name on the board using the host code, you could earn a spot as well. If you're new to my team and you've gotten your first order in, I use this as a training opportunity to help my newbies, showing them how to do an event. And so I invite them as well. Somebody who's new to my team that placed their first order is like a training kind of tool. And then also for my current bees, if they have 2 or more people join their teams, and in essence, join the Be Happy Stampers, they are also invited. Hi, Deanna Stell. So are you guys wanting to see what the project is? So just know if you don't get invited to make the project, the Facebook Live is still going to be there. I do it on, I believe it's the first, it might be the second Thursday. I don't know what the dates are. It's definitely not the first Thursday. The first Thursday is ink, paper, scissors, you guys. So yes, it's definitely not then. So let's flip down and I'm going to show you. the little 3D picture frame. I'm going to teach you guys how to do the little mixed media art. It's a little picture frame. We start with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and everybody who gets invited is going to get a quarter pack of the Ringed with Nature Designer Series paper as a gift from me. And then in addition, you'll get the piece of paper and all the little doodads here to put together this little frame. And you could keep it in your possession, or you could give it away as a cute little gift to somebody to brighten their day. So again, it's the sale-a-bration celebration. So first we had the sale-a-bration Kellogg launch party, you guys. That was in early August. Now tomorrow we have the Hoorah class, and Monday night. Now this is to celebrate and say goodbye to sale-a-bration until the next one. So this is in person Wednesday, September 14th, or in person Sunday, the 18th at 1. And I have it, it's actually Friday, September 16th. So I have my normal Facebook Live on the Thursday, and then it's an ad hoc Facebook Live on September 16th at 5:30. And I made 2 of them up just to show you guys the difference in choosing just your designer series paper. Like here I chose the more wooded background, and then the colors kind of came out. And then here I chose the more bright, vibrant one. So the background is a lot more of a focal point, I guess, than this one lets this in the front be the focal point. But that's what it comes down to, you guys. You're going to get a quarter pack of paper, and you can pick whatever you want. And I'll include the die cut pieces. Oh, Anna Rebedu, if you're watching, you know what's in store for the next round of die cutting, and same with Tammy. Hi, Cheryl Thomas. Okay, so just a note, you guys, that is sale-a-bration celebration. I officially have the cover photo created because these just got made this morning. Kelly helped me out with the cover photo this afternoon, and I will be adding it and then making the Facebook invitation, Facebook event. The invite or the event is already on my website, but if you're wondering where you're at with sales, and you are, hi Beverly Smith from sunny Arizona, you can always check your order history in your Stampin' Up! Customer page just to see where you're at, but it had to be $150 after any discount. So if anybody got a discount for any reason from me, like you got a sale-a-bration board or you got a birthday discount, you had to be above the $150 after any discounts. So it wasn't $150 and then discounts. So so some of you are pretty close too. I know that you might be $20 or $30 away. Hi, Barb Johnson from Missouri. So that's the sale-a-bration celebration, hot off the press, you guys. So, all right, that is that one. Now, oh, Mary Lemke came to visit me yesterday, you guys. I don't know if she's watching right now. Hi, Carrie Buffy. Mary Lemke, you guys surprised me. She's been taking classes with me, and she lives in South Dakota. On her way down to Illinois to visit her son, and on the way back, she swung in and popped in for a visit. She got here right before class started Wednesday, yesterday at 1. And you guys, it was awesome to have somebody that follows me and that is not local. They made a point to stop in. We got pictures, and I should have convinced her to stay for class because she was here right at class. I would have said to her grandson and her husband, you guys go off to Fleet Farm or Menards, do some guy things, do your guy shopping, and come back and pick Mary up in 2 hours because she could have taken a class with me. But I got to show you guys what she did. She had some Happy Mail for me. So she she brought me my little purple bubble mailer, and she had it with my name on it, and she made me this beautiful card wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. And then you open it up, and she's got a bright, cheerful piece of designer paper on the inside. So I was so excited, Mary, to meet you. Hi, Linda. So that was very special. Hi, Cindy Bassett. So that was very special. I loved it. I loved it. So, all right. I'll show you guys this as well. This is coming up for next month. Hi, Latokia. Latokia, you were so close. When you were in Oshkosh, I would have came up at 9 o'clock that night to go say hi to you and meet you in person. Oh, it was so sweet. Yes, Cindy, it was sweet. So perfect partners, you guys. Kelly talked about this a little bit on the Technique Thursday. This is coming up for customers September 1st. So they have 6 stamp sets. Apple Harvest, Fresh Cut Flowers, this Birthday Piggy, Trimming the Tree, Waterfall Canyon, Yeti to Party. This sheet is in my website as well. If you go to the newsletters and file section, this is in there. They are announcing that they have 6 sets of dies with corresponding bundles that are available. So again, September 1st. So I will have a September newsletter coming out, and I will talk about that as well in there. If you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or discount shopper, you could already order these on a demonstrator order and get them now while they're still available. Oh yes, Latokia, next time for surely we'll make it happen. Okay, so that's Perfect Partners. All right, so the serious stuff, okay? 2 items of business. Hi, Patsy Roberts, loves the lives, yay. 2 serious business items here. On Stage is coming up in November for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators or discount shoppers or hobbyists, however you want to look at yourself. Hi, Melanie Miller. If you're signed up with Stampin' Up! That you get, a discount and you are, a demonstrator more or less, they have their On Stage, which is like a conference in Indianapolis, is the local location to me because I'm in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And you guys, I am taking a bus of women. There could be guys. If the guys wanted to come, they could. But right now it's all women. I have 45 signed up, and I have room for more. And I have officially exhausted asking my team, my uplines team. I have a couple sidelines in the area, in Oshkosh and the Manitowoc area. I'm kind of reached out to Green Bay. But if you watch and follow me, and you are going down to Indianapolis and you would like to hop on and catch a ride on my bus, you just reach out to me and I will email you all the details. There is a cost involved, right? Because I have to rent a bus, which isn't inexpensive, but when you divide it by a bus load, it kind of makes it a lot more reasonable. We are going to have prize patrol. We're going to have fun on the bus. We can watch movies. We're going to get down to Indianapolis. We leave Friday morning, November 11th. And we'll stop at Mars Cheese Castle. There's pickups in Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and potentially somewhere in northern Milwaukee by, there's a park and ride off of Highway 60 or somewhere around there. So, and then we're going to stop at the Mars Cheese Castle. We'll stop for lunch, and then we'll get down there. Plenty of time if you're a Silver Elite. We'll have a car, hopefully, that can take us back to the convention center for Silver Elite reception. And then the bus will take us and drop us off in the morning and then take us back to the hotel. I have a shoebox swap plan for Saturday night. And then we get back on the bus on Sunday and we come back up. So if you are in the Fox Valley area and you are looking to hitch a ride down to Indianapolis, send me an email. That would be the best way to get a hold of me. Hi, Marsha Coolibert. Email or text. I always like those. So when I flip the camera down, my email address will be there. And you can reach out to me. So I do have about 10 spots open, and I can get you all the details. If you email me, it's really easy for me to reply with the email with all the details. Hi, Sharon Land. Okay, so that was one item of important business. Oh, the second important business, you guys. I need your help. So for the last 6 card making benefits, we have donated the money to the MS Foundation, the National MS Foundation. And we do that because I have a couple gals on the team and my sister-in-law who have been diagnosed with MS. And I am very supportive and I love that. But I have been watching and reading the news a lot more. Things have been coming to light about a different topic that has become something that I want to help support, help people that are victims of it. But I just don't know which organization to pick. And I'm reaching out to you guys to help me figure out which might be the best organization. And I'm asking you because there's usually about 36 to 40 people who sign up for this. Patsy, I wish you could ride too, but you're in Texas, so that won't work. So there's about 40 people who usually sign up for the card making benefit. And this one is going to be the next one. We always do 2 a year. One is in April and the other one is in October. The one in October we always do on World Card Making Day, which is the first Saturday in October. So it falls on October 1st, okay? And about half the people are usually not local to me that get card kits, right? Or get the cards, right? Or do the benefit or donate, I should say. And so I'm looking for an organization that helps victims of human and sex trafficking. And so I've talked to Cheryl and Bonnie, who helped me spearhead this event, and they are more than okay with switching up who we're going to donate to this time. We're going to go back to April being for the National MS Foundation, which is great. And we're going to stick with that for the April ones because they usually have their annual festivities that they celebrate are usually in the spring. Hi, Susan Hendricks. Hi, Paula Stewart from Ohio. And so for this one, I'd really like to focus on that. Right now, like, everything slavery is a thing of the past. And we're finding out more and more that there are more people enslaved in human and sex trafficking than ever before. It's a worldwide problem, actually. Like, I think most of us know this, and I don't want to put a blind eye to it, and I've been seeing and reading and hearing a lot about that, and I really want to look for an organization that helps victims that are out of it, and they have gotten their freedom back, but they are unstable, unhealthy, and just need help. And I want to find an organization that is not government funded, but basically, or like in the government, I want something that I know is going to go directly to help those victims. And so I've been doing a lot of research, and this is why I haven't created the event yet. I mean, the event's out there and it says MS Foundation event, right? MS Card Making Benefit, but it's been, I'm a little nervous talking about it because I don't know how you guys will feel about it. And I know some people are like, they do the MS benefit just because they have friends and family that suffer from it. So I'm hoping that I get a good positive turnout, even knowing it's a different organization we're going to benefit. But there's so many different ones out there, and I've been researching like what are the top organizations that need help, and it's so much work to look into finding an organization where it's going to actually, you're not paying for people to run the program, right? I don't want it to go to those people that are running the show. I want that to be people that are helping and volunteering as much time as possible, and then helping those people, and the money is going to support them, right? So I need help because I don't know which organization to pick. And if anybody is familiar with an organization that would be a good one to donate our funds to. Hi, Sharon Wrench. We usually raise about $1,500 to $2,000. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot when it comes to the big scope and reality of you probably need millions to help. But, Gwen says that's a good idea. Okay, good. Deanne says she supports me. Good, thank you. So what I need help is takes so much time to like research. By the time it's like 2 hours have passed, and I'm like, I need to be working on other things. And so, I need help. So if anybody wants to help me, reach out to me and help me figure out, like, if you have an idea of an organization that you want to run by me, or if you want to help me research an organization, I would greatly appreciate it. So there you go. So that's my important topic of business, you guys. As soon as I can, figure out which organization it is, then Bonnie, who goes out she goes out to businesses in our area, and she gets raffle baskets. And the thing is, sometimes people don't donate, or they do donate based on what the cause is. And Paula Rice, let's see, I'm going to make your note here. Adam from Leg Life on YouTube. All right. So, okay, you guys are all great supporting. Wonderful. Okay, so it's just, I don't know about you guys, but my eyes have been opened over the last year of actually not watching mainstream media and not watching crazy fake news. I've been getting more into podcasts and listening to people who actually want to speak and talk the truth. And it has become very apparent to me that this is a real big problem. And I'm not going to fix it and make it go away, but I can help at least support the victims that are going through it. So Adam from Leg Life, I will look that up. So, okay. So that's where we're at with that. So just as a reminder, it's going to be a card making benefit on October 1st. There'll be 5 cards. Same get up as the last time, where it's a $25 donation, or if you need your cards mailed to you, it's an extra $5 for shipping. So, okay. You guys are a little nervous talking about that, but you guys are good. I think that we're all good. Okay. Is there an organization close to you? Yes, Doris. So there is, but so I asked Kelly Lamb was here today, my cousin who helps you guys know with my business. She had mentioned that there was an organization close by here, but it was more with sexual abuse or family abuse, not necessarily the human trafficking and the sex trafficking that I really wanted to focus on. I get it. Everything is bad, right? I'm not saying one's better than the other or worse than the other, right? Everything's bad. But I just was looking for one that was more of a national organization, so it would support all of us, because our community of stampers here that you guys follow me, we were all over the United States and the world for that matter. But those that support me with buying stamps and products from me and taking my card classes are all U.S. based. And so I was really looking for a national organization at this moment for that kind of helping those people. So, Paula Rice, he visited a center in Ohio and can probably head you in the right direction. Perfect. I will do that. I will look into that too. All right. Take a deep breath. We're going to do Abigail Rose. All right, so I think that's everything that was on my list to talk about before we got started. So I'm going to do roll call because I think by now everybody should be here that is planning to be here. And you guys, we have a big list, okay? Oh, Lori likes the idea. Perfect. So you know what? And that might be something where the April one always goes to the MS Foundation, and then the October one is one that it's up for, like, who do we think could use some extra love and care, right? So, all right, Doris Munson, you're number one. You signed up for this class a long time ago. Jean Terwilliger, Becky Rohrer, Patsy Roberts is looking very forward to this class tonight. This I know. Cheryl Thomas, Millie Kindle, Angela Knutson, Sherry Hughes, Linda Hunt, Sherry Martin, Helen Chase, Sandy Wicklander, Melody Miller, Carolyn Ketchmark, Penny Powell, Karen Stagg, Laura Sullivan, Tammy Steckling, Frances Rodriguez, Deanna Stell, Becky Gandolfo, Mary Carls, Dion Miller, Lynette Mooney, Chris Weed, Kate Reynolds, Jeannie Parker. Hi, Marilyn Skorker. Hello to you. We have also Lori Ransom, Linda Hodge, Barb Barkow, Vera Anderson, Carmen Melendez, Karen Cotton, Feline Mays, Elizabeth Fisher, first-time class taker with me, woohoo! Mary Lemke, Debbie Schultz, Kathy King, Sue Spiegner, Lynn Beasley, Jody Storman, Jennifer Jones, Pat Thomas, Gwen Petrashek, Carla Lake, Barbara Godby, Shirley Malarkey, Beverly Smith, Susan Healy Cribbs, Sharon Henson, Sue Somerville, Mary Hartman, and I think Elaine Rebeck, I need to add your name onto here because you had wanted to sign up, which is awesome. And I do recall Feline, I saw your message come through. So I got Feline and I got Elaine. There was one other person, I think it was Cheryl, but I didn't know if you for surely wanted to sign up. But so that's who I've got, you guys. 54, sorry for the cough, 54 people. Wow, and we have room for 10 more. If anybody's interested. Oh my gosh, look at all you guys here. Kathy King, hope I get my kits for tonight and tomorrow. Yes, they were mailed last Friday, Kathy. So your mail is taking a long time. Oh my goodness. And you guys, just a little recap too. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys. So this is my promotional bundle class. So there were a bunch of people who got the bundle as their RSVP for class. And how that works, I have a deadline that you need to do it. It's usually by the day of shipping, right? So last week. And I have a feelers out for how many people are doing it. And I buy the designer paper ahead of time using how many or more orders on the board? Penny, I need 4. 3, 10, 21, and 24, and the board is full. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So the promotional bundle class, I do it every month. And what happens is if you order the bundle by the date, which was the 12th last week, which is the day I plan to always ship them, then you get the half a pack of paper. And the reason that I have a deadline on it is because I buy that paper and I use the host code and I have it in time to ship with your kits. So you get the free class. But never arrive, probably tomorrow. Oh, Linda Hodge, I hope it comes tomorrow. So we had Kathy Dolly Nagari and Tracy Saylor and Gail Kane, all from my in-person that got it. And then we also had Millie Kindle, Melody Miller, Penny Powell, Frances Rodriguez, and Carla Lake. You guys all got it, to take advantage of it. So very, very cool. So that'll happen. I do that every month, you guys. So next month, the featured promotional class is Rustic Harvest. And you guys, I have the cards done. I finished them yesterday, so I can show them to you after class. Let's see if I remember if I can do that. Let me pull them. Oh, do you just want to see them now? I think you guys probably want to see them now, don't you? Let's put the camera down and show you them now so that I don't forget to do it later. And then we will start making cards. I promise. We'll make cards. So I got to get the other 2 cards. They're on the table over here. So 1 second. Okay, so Harvest, Rustic Harvest. This is next month, you guys. Susan Healy says now. Kathy King says yes. All right, you guys. Well, this is the first one I did, okay? So if you're new to me, just know that all you really need to do for this one is have a sentiment, and then that banner thing is part of the stamp. But if you don't have it, you don't have to worry. Everything else is die cut and embossed for you. This is what I would call the gourmet card. There's a lot going on there. So that's one of them. This one, you will need to have some sort of stamp and sentiment to put on the inside. Otherwise, the embossing and all the die cutting is done. This ribbon is part of the Abigail Rose Suite that we are going to be using tonight. This one is the sunflower card. So the little bottle, if you don't have the new vintage bottle, you could actually just sponge or color the whole die cut that you'll get, or you could use your bottled with happiness instead. So either way, you're going to end up with a bottle. I know, because this one was fun for me. That I shaded the designer paper with some colored ink, or like some crumb cake, and so because it starts off white. And then lastly is this guy right here. Again, a sentiment. And then I sponged the edges. Now this one is one where it opens up. Oh yes, Doris, I think you're probably the first one on the list for this class too. And it opens up and you put that on the inside. So yay. So you guys, this is the promotional class for next month. Just know that, what day is it? What day is it? I want to say that it's later in September, somewhere around here. So just know you have like a good month on this one yet to register, if you want to get the bundle, to take advantage of the promotion. So yeah, so there's our Rustic Harvest class. So that's the next promotional bundle class that we have coming up, that is similar to what we're doing tonight. I'm still on that one, Linda Rios. Oh yeah, Linda, you got place your order. If that's the class you want, send me an email. Hi, Judy Kruger. Send me an email to remind me if that's the class that you'd want, and then we'll make sure you get signed up for that one for your order that you placed. All right, you guys, Abigail Rose is in the annual catalog, and this is your spread right here, 56 to 57. Francis Rodriguez, you sure are, and you bought the bundle for class, so you're gonna get the paper. Elizabeth, you said the 15th. I'm not sure if that's when the sign-up date is. That might be the sign-up date. If the class is the 22nd, then yes, that could be, and that might be what it is, where you need to get it by. Okay, so the suites in the annual catalog, you guys, consist of, hi Susan Bellamy from Florida, consist of the bundle, so the stamps and the dies, designer paper, and then one extra item. And in this case, the extra item is this natural ribbon. You guys, it's back. It was out of stock for about a month, and it is back. Yay. Elizabeth, you're correct then. That sounds right to me. The next Harvest Rustic class, or the Rustic Harvest class, is the 22nd of September, and then the bundle promotion would end on the 16th of September. Okay, so this ribbon is super cool. It's thick, but it's very pliable. And you can stamp on it, as you can see in the picture here. You can see that they stamp on it, and that works really cool. I complemented this card class with these elegant faceted gems, which go really pretty with it. And let's just show you a close-up of the designer paper. So we have Hues of Happiness, and then Abigail Rose is right here. So very pretty colors. I know that I used that one and this one and this one. So I used 4 of them. I saved my mystery card to use this one right here. So very pretty, soft, soothing colors, you guys. So that's what the suite is a little bit about. I pulled in different color combinations for it. Generally, I loved the crumb cake with the blushing bride, but I had to do other things, right? I couldn't do them all that way. So I did pull in some espresso on this one, and this one I switched it over to be navy and the gray. So the other thing that you guys will notice, so in your card kits, just be aware that one of your card kits has, I believe it's this one, the one that has, sorry, I have the frog going on. It has this split card texture here. That is the one that has all your gems in, if I'm not mistaken. And if you do the math, each card has 3 gems, so that's 12. So everybody got 2 rows of gems. So the way that I put them on the cards it used a combination of all 12 of them. So all your gems are going to be in one of the card kits, and I believe it's this one. Okay, so I am going to actually, just so I can mirror you guys, you know what? I'm not a fan of plastic like this, so I like to just cut that. I did this as a Tip Tuesday once. I like to cut that, and then I like to just fold them in and out like that. Okay, so just to keep it the same as you guys, I'm going to cut off two rows here, and that's what I'm going to use for my cards for this. Oh, Robin said, take a drink of pickle juice for your throat. You know what? That is what I would do if I had pickle juice here, but I think it'll be gone in a moment. It usually goes fast for me. Okay, the other thing, you guys, in this one, oh, Carmen says she likes the navy and gray card. Yeah, it's different, right? So this one right here this card kit has a piece of vanilla. It's just a quarter sheet, and it's what you're going to use. You got to make sure that you get this stamped and these stamped out of it. And so we're going to do that first, actually. We're actually going to do the stamping of this vanilla piece first. So if you pull out your card kit, I'm going to set these somewhere else right there. And we're going to work on this one first, because that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, has the vanilla piece that you're going to need. So this one's first. And you guys, here's the thing. You know, that flower got used here and here, and then I used the other flowers here, right? Oh, you know what? I have to show you the dies. I don't have my die set down here. I think it's down here. So this is the winner. I'm going to announce who won the set half off later. So I'm opening it just to show you guys the dies. And they're a little bit crazy. They didn't ask me for my opinion, and I guess they probably should have, because I was like, oh my gosh, there's this stamp right here. And I'm like, where's the die for it? And it's like, oh man, it's this big Kitty Wampus die right here. So if you have these dies, just know that either you got to fussy cut this, or you have to line up this. I don't want to peel this off of here because somebody's going to get this, but that flower is actually this flower right here, where this outline is this outline, and these leaves, this leaf matches this leaf, okay? And all these other things that got used in your kit, then your kits, they're from this set. But just had to show that to you, that if you are using these dies, it's that flower right there. Because I'm going to put these away so that they can go back into their home. Pickle juice would be good, but we're going to make do. All right, so that can go shut here. So, and let's see. So we are going to start with this card first, you guys, right? So this one's super cool. It has that split card texture die cut. There's two of them, and they were on the there was no inventory, and now they're back though. Okay, so this one's back. This is some of that designer paper, and everybody's got a different sheet. So if you look at this one, it's going to be different than this one, and it's different than yours. This whole 12 by 12 paper was all notebook paper, and this is a 3 by 4, and so everybody got a section of the 12 by 12. So yours may look more like that, or it may look with a more open. That was the very top of the page. So 3 in 12 people would have gotten one with a bigger gap like this, and the rest will have like the little skinny spot like that. So so that's in your kit, just so you know that too. But I want you guys, let's start with this, because that is a big piece of paper, and I don't want to risk you guys not stamping it right so that you don't have enough room. So let's pull in this stamp right here, because we need this one for this card, and then we're going to need this leaf for this card, and then this other card here. Let's take it out of the plastic so there isn't a glare. You're going to need a leaf and a flower. Okay, all of that will fit on this piece here, and all of those things are stamped in crumb of the cake, okay? So let's grab crumb cake, and we're gonna stamp those first. So inky dinky do, and make sure it gets up good. If you have espresso and not crumb cake, you could probably do espresso at 2nd strength or 3rd strength, but what you're doing is getting a very light outline here. All right, so there's that one. All right, this I'm going to leave it because that is used on the inside of this card. So I'm going to leave it inked up for now. We'll just set it there. And then, you guys, we need this leaf. So put your leaf off up here in the corner. It'll fit, no problem. Lori doesn't have the stamp set. So, Lori, any other floral or leaf objects that you have, you guys, I know that I hear it all the time that people don't need another floral set, right? Like you need a hole in the head, right? So I'm hopeful that if people don't have this floral set, that you have one that could work for it, right? Instead. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm getting my 3 leaves because there's 1, 2, 3, and then you need a flower. So you're gonna ink this up and stamp it. So you have this quarter sheet of paper, you guys. You need to get your 3 leaves and then the 2 flower sections out of it, okay? And that's what the vanilla piece is all about, the very vanilla. All right, so if you don't have this exact stamp, what else do you have in your vault or your arsenal that would accommodate a leaf or floral kind of look that we have going on here? Okay, so now that you have that stamped, you can color it or you can die cut it first. I usually like to color because I have stuff to hang on to. And I actually, because I usually have, by the magic of TV, I have my stuff die cut already. So I'm going to go into the kit here. Yes, Elaine, I know you have loads of florals. All right, so in this card kit that we're going to start with, you guys, this one right here, you should have your piece of designer series paper, which is a 3x4. You should have now a stamped flower, and oh man, do I have a leaf? Oh, I don't have a leaf. Ha! Isn't that funny? I think I'll have to rob Peter to pay Paul. Hang on, let's see if I have a leaf in here. So I'm covered for this one, but I think I'll need another one for this one. But for now, I have this one. Okay, so you have die cut those out if you are using them. You have this piece of Blushing Bride brush strokes paper. It is super flimsy. It comes a 12 by 12 and it comes with Blushing Bride, Soft Sea Foam, and Night of Navy. It's so pretty, okay? And then you have a piece of vanilla that is a mat for your inside. And then you have your split card texture die cut, which is out of crumb cake. Now, I'm gonna leave some of these pieces that didn't fall out. If you want to punch them all out, you can, or you can just leave them, right? I think it kind of adds some depth if there are some left there, so I'm going to leave those. And then you have a Blushing Bride card base. So let's fold that and burnish it. So you guys will already have yours folded, but what you need to do is burnish it. Yes, Elizabeth's going to wait till she gets her stamps. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Then you can at least follow along so you know what's going on. Hi, Lee, Crowley. Okay, so let's talk about this. This piece of paper, hi Becky Christensen, is 3 by 5 1/8. And the reason it's 5 1/8 is so that it doesn't hang over the edges. And it is 3 inches so that I could get, 4 columns of them. And it is super duper close. If you hold this right here, you do have a little peeky window here of some that is exposed. But the thing is, it's okay. You won't necessarily catch it. So when we put this on here, we want to make sure we're down as low as we can go, like low, 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 like that. And then it should be good. So just so you know that opening is about 3 inches exactly. And so that's going to get put back here. And then we're going to put that onto here. So let's do that. And then we will get to our stamping. All right. So what do you want to use? Liquid glue? Do you want to use tear and tape? Do you want to use, oh man, I don't know. It's like you have such a small area. So what I'm going to do is I will just zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So I am just going to do a little bit of liquid glue. Now it's not going to even really reach there, but it's okay. That part needs to get glued down anyways. Hi, Carol Fox. All right, so that's a little glue. While I'm at it, I'm just going to put a little adhesive there. And then the one thing is you just don't want to wiggle all over the place with this, right? So I'm going to line it up right like that. and it's gonna catch the glue on the outsides, and then I'm gonna run a little bit more glue back there. And I'm gonna carefully pick this up and get that set right where it needs to go. Just like downtown, okay? That's that. So, oh, you guys, that froggy, I thought it would be gone. But next, all right, so let's do our stamping. We have more stamping to do. So I did put happy birthday here, okay? The happy birthday comes in a continuous row, but can you see here how I split it, right? So you have two options for doing that. One is you can mask and one is you don't have to mask. It just depends, right? So if you do mask, you know, that masking, what I mean is putting the washi tape over the area you don't want ink on so that you peel it off. Now, I've gotten pretty good at just not inking up that area. So I'm going to do my birthday first. And so you can see I've got the birthday upside down, and I'm just going to ink up birthday, right? I'm going to not let the happy hit it. I am going to check the back side just to make sure I didn't hit the happy, all right? And practicing is always a good thing, right? So I always encourage a little bit of practicing. So let's just stamp our birthday and see how straight it is. Okay, all's good. So now I'm gonna go back and get a little more ink right here. And oh man, I hit my Y now. So that's bad news bears. So we're gonna take and get that off of there because you do not want remnants of the ink. All right, so we're gonna put the birthday off to the side here. Just like that. All right, so now though, you have to clean this up really good. If you do not clean this up really good, you're gonna have the remnants of the birthday on your piece of designer paper. Now, at home, when you guys are doing your own card, you might not be using this happy birthday, but I just wanted to call out that you can use a stamp like this and make it two layered like that. Now I'm gonna do the happy, and make sure I don't hit the birthday. Check it, make sure you didn't hit the birthday. And now the happy is a little bit to the left. And we got happy birthday to you. All right, that is it for the espresso. Would you like another one of this card? Oh, Doris, you betcha. Okay, so Doris, hit me up with an email if you don't mind. We'll make sure that you get an extra one. And there we go. So happy birthday, son. Hi, Sarah Merchant. So there's that. And the inside. So the inside is stamped with that flower in the corner. You would never know that's that whole big flower, but it sure is. So let's grab our crumb of the cake back and ink that up. Now you wouldn't have to ink the whole thing up, but I don't want to guess where it is. And I'm just putting that in this bottom corner like this. You know, don't feel like you have to put the entire stamp on your inside mat. I'm just trying to decorate my corner a little bit. All right, so there's the flower in the inside, all right? So we'll set him back here. And now, here's the thing. Birthday, what could go on? You are positively the greatest as a sentiment. Oh, best wishes. So if you have this set and you want to use a sentiment from it, there is you are positively the greatest or best wishes. Best wishes on your birthday sounds nice to me. Hi, Alice Samsel from Indiana. All right, so let's see what our best wishes looks like. Boom, like it a lot. So we're going to do that right here. Okay, so we have the inside done, and we have this designer paper mat. So I popped up the designer paper with dimensionals, and I glued the inside in flat. Thanks for sharing, Alice. I so greatly appreciate it. And to everybody else that shared this video with your friends and family, sharing the love of stamping. I love it. All right, so this gets nestled in the bottom left-hand corner. Did you see that I checked to make sure I glued it correctly? So we're gonna put this in the bottom corner. So I have the same crumb cake exposed on the top and the left. And then our inside will get glued with our liquid glue. And got that guy right in here. So 2 of your cards are vanilla based and 2 are white based. All right, so this is one of the vanillas. So now the coloring, you guys. So, oh man, you're gonna either hate coloring with a Stella pen, or you're gonna love it, or you're gonna love using a blender pen, or you're gonna love using blends or markers. Done with jitter. Now for fun video watching. Yay, Linda Grady. Okay, I did personally color all of these flowers that are, now this one doesn't have any coloring, but these, all the flowers got colored with a Stella pen. So you guys, Stella is gonna not be on a break tonight. She's gonna get full blown use out of her. And I'm gonna show you how to color with a Stella pen. So, now, you need a couple blocks, and I would leave, so I don't like, I don't like squeezing my ink pad and then dipping my Stella pad into, or Stella pen into that, because then I might put Stella in my ink pad, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but I generally will grab a block and I will put my ink right into my block, and that is going to be my palette. So we've got Blushing Bride and Pear Pizzazz. Renice loves it. Yay. All right, so here's that. And as long as I'm at it, we might just do all the coloring, because these are actually, so this is the next card, and I somehow lost a leaf, but you know what? It's okay. You know, I'm going to take the leaf off of my mystery card, I think. That might work, and then I don't have to die cut another one. You guys, I'm offline here taking my leaf off of my mystery card because because I can. Hang on. Don't worry, I made 2 of them. So it's okay. We're gonna pull this little guy right out of here. All right. And we'll make this one back later in life. Okay. So you saw a sneaky peek of that card, but it's okay. I've got another one. So, all right, I got one done now. Yay. So these are technically everything that we stamped just a few minutes ago, right? We're going to get our coloring done and get it so it's good to go. So we have Pear Pizzazz and we have Blushing Bride, and we've got 3 leaves to color and some flowers and leaves over here. And there's actually So Saffron as well. So Saffron is the center of our flower. So we'll need that in a second. So you want to make sure your Stella pen is hydrated and not dried out. It's kind of like coloring with watercolor painters, or what these aqua painters here, the water painters. Yeah, like more is better. If you don't have a good palette, it'll look streaky, and sometimes, like you can see mine's kind of borderline streaky. It's kind of hard to avoid that. Now, if this isn't your cup of tea and you want to use markers, you can definitely go for it. But before I go, I'm going to test it and be like, oh man, that's like kind of thick. You can add to your palette here by actually adding water instead of Stella pen. So I'm going to grab one of these markers, actually not markers, the painters. I'm going to just drip a little bit of water into here. I'm just squeezing this. And then water, oh, there it is. Okay, so all I did, let's grab a scrap paper. Hang on. I'm going to wipe that out. I just squeezed a drop of water in there. Poor man's way to do this is just put a little spit on there. Like that can do the trick too if you don't have water. Kathy Miller would like one of the Abigail Rose card kits. Yay, PayPal works. If you do friends and family, it's $23. If you choose Gooder Service, it's $24. It saves you the fee if you send it friends and family. So I added a little water to it, and I'm going to test it out again, okay? And now I'm going to go for it. So what happens by using your Stella pen to color is it leaves a glitter bomb all over the image, which to some people is an awesome and amazing thing. So just know every time you need to go back and pick up a little bit of water, or a little bit of ink and color water, that combination. If you get it thick, so like as you can see here, that one little brush stroke was a little bit thick right there. But It's okay. Whoa. Stella just had a blowout. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that whole thing just, I squeezed, and she had rubbing alcohol in her. So, all right, it's okay. We'll make work. So she's just really, really liquidy right now. Okay, it's all good. Let's just test it before. Okay. So the more water and fluid that you have on this palette, the runnier it's going to be, but sometimes that's okay. It just dilutes the color that you had on there, and you can always go back over the top of it. Oh man, that was a lot. So the other thing too is when I go to pick up color, sometimes what I'll do is I'll start coloring at the base of the flower where I want more color, and then I will I'll spread it out from there. But so this Stella pen has been rehydrated. There was a Tip Tuesday video done on it many moons ago. If you're on the Facebook page, you can search for it, or on my YouTube channel. It's definitely there if you search, I think it's Rehydrating Stella. So yeah, so that's why that came out so fast. I was a little bit weary that that was going to happen, but it's okay. So again, your main object is you're just coloring your flower with a light pink color of some sort. If you have petal pink, it could potentially work. It's just a little more brown. If you have Flirty Flamingo, it's a little bit too dark. Sharon Henson, you're watching. Yay. Your order came in. I have it sitting on the counter in the mudroom for you whenever it works for you to pop over again. So, I mean, ultimately, hi Donna Gruski, ultimately, you're coloring your flower with a light pink color. That's your object. And if you notice you get little streaks anywhere, you can always pick up a little bit more color and go for it. So the reason that I chose to do the coloring in this fashion for these cards is because I have a good room full of people. I think I have at least 12 for each. Hi, Ethel King. I have 12 people for in-person on each class that I have. And I don't think that, well, one, I don't think there's Blushing Bride blends. And the other thing is that if you're coloring in flowers of this magnitude that many times, the blends, the markers will start to get, the tips will start to get ruined and not be good anymore. Because everybody presses at different hardnesses, or like it's just, that's how it works with coloring big surfaces like this. So I thought everybody always brings their cello pen to class. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get a little block like this with each of the colors, and everybody's going to just feel like an artiste for the day. So, so that, again, this one is for the other card, and that looks like streaky, not so good, but when you, when it dries, it does look better, I promise. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to add a little bit more color right along that edge to darken it, and then there. Okay. So now that you're done with the pink, you just wipe out your Stella pen, move that off to the side, and we're going to work on the green. We're going to try to squeeze again and see what happens. Now it's not going to come out so good. All right. So now I'm going to, because this really, if you go to color with this right now, it's going to be really sharp, right? And we want more soft. So let's just squeeze one drop of water onto our block here. And then we spread that around. I don't know if you guys can see it, but when you spread it around, makes this nice little pool of color, very soft. So we're gonna color our leaves here. And even though I'm using the Stella pen, by adding that water, it doesn't make it all so Stella-y, I guess. It just kind of dilutes a little, but it still puts little shimmers into where you color, but not overly crazy. So the green is working very nicely. So you can see my leaves color. Oh, did you see? You can see the Stella. All that kind of glistening stuff on that flower is the Stella pen in action. All right, so then we have this guy. So we'll color the leaves on here. You do have to be careful because we used a water-based ink pad, and we're adding water to our block, and so you don't want to keep adding more and more water to this because it might end up making it bleed a little bit. Okay, so Again, we're working ahead on the card, and we're doing the current card coloring. Because as long as I got the Stella pen in my hand, we're just taking care of business every day. All right, so I'm not going to worry about that little shenanigan one there because he's going to be covered up. But the more that you go over that crumb cake, it will actually start to bleed a little bit. But that's okay. It's nature. Nature likes it's brown, right? Okay, so covers here. So we're going to set these two and this one off to the side for the next one. Oh, yeah, Becky, they are so awesome. That it's just, like, I think this is one of the first times you can really see the Stella, the glitterific Stella on there. I'm not sure. If the camera hits it just right, you can see it. Okay, so this flower is popped up. So let's grab our dimensionals, and they're always right by me, and then they get buried right there. Nope. Diane would say, Okay, here they are. We'll grab a new sheet and put a couple of them on here. So maybe like 4 looks good. Thanks, Kathy. All right, so I am not going to pick off the one right here though at the moment. I'm just gonna leave it hang tight for a second because I don't know exactly where my leaf is going. Hi, Tammy Sokolik. All right, so this guy is gonna go right down here. Oh, we didn't finish it actually. There's a little bit of yellow. So let's grab one more block and get a little yellow action there. And gotta do the inside of our flower right here. And the little baby's breath. I did them with yellow. So, oh, I almost forgot those. Okay. As long as I got yellow in my pen here, I'm gonna go back over to this guy and we're gonna just put a little yellow in the middle of that one. All right, now I think we're good to go. Okay, so I had not popped off that one because I wanna be able to pick this up and tuck my leaf in here. And I don't know exactly where it's gonna go. So we're gonna put a glue dot underneath there. And I already pulled this one off of my other card, you guys. So I'm just gonna add a little glue dot to that dimensional that's already there. All right, so then this is gonna get tucked up and put right underneath here, like that. And then now that I have that, I can peel that dimensional off and now I can put it down flat. Linen thread. Linen thread. Gosh. Oh, 1 second. I made a lot of little bows for these, and I had to get more linen thread. So this was just came in yesterday. Perfect timing, if I might say so myself. So you guys that did this class with me, your bows were already made for you. They're in your kit, all done. Oh man, now it's like finding the end of this. Does that ever happen to you guys when you get a new roll of something and you're like, where is the end of it? Maybe that's it. Nope. Let's see here. Hang on. If it comes down to like, the struggle is real, I just make myself a new end and I go with it. And they tuck it so far into this roll that it's like, where on earth did they find a little spot to, and if it comes down, oh, there it is. Oh, look at that. I saw it. Okay, so the bow makers. I have these in-house in case anybody needs one. I know one just went out last week, but I have a video on it too to show you how to make the bows, but I just wrap it around twice. And again, for those that are taking this class with me, all your bows were made for you. So there it is. That's how I did it on my handy dandy tried and true little bow maker. Some of your tails may need to get trimmed a hair if depending on how I cut them. So that's the bow maker in action. And then what we're going to do is take a little glue dot, put that right in the nook of the armpit of the leaf, and then put our little bow right there. Okay? And that's how that little guy goes. Now with this one, so you have your embellishments. I put a big pink one in the bottom right corner, so down here, and then a small white one. So there's white and there's clear. There is a difference. You can see it here. Those are white and those are clear, and then there's pink. And so the other one is a small pink up here. Now, if you don't really care what goes on which card, then use whatever, but I did purposely put certain ones on certain cards so that it came out that they all looked nice. All right, so we got card 1 done, you guys. There it is. Oh, it's so pretty. This is my first card that I made for this class, and I thought, how am I gonna top that? I love it. I could sit and stare at this card for hours, I think. All right, so 1 done, and I lost, oh, here's the little bag for it, I think. Okay, so this goes in here, and we are going to move on to our second. Oh, thanks, Elaine. There's our first one done, and this goes over here because that'll be there. And then we're going to do this one next, okay? Because we did all of our coloring already, so we might as well go right to it. And that would be this card kit that looks like this. Now, I got to talk to you guys about this kit. Kathy Miller needs a bow maker. I can definitely add it for you, absolutely. And when you send me my email, just say that you need a bow maker added to your kit. They are $8 plus shipping, but because you're getting a card kit, it won't be like the full amount for shipping. We can consolidate it and save a little on shipping. So I say the best thing to do is send me an email and make sure you include that you want that with your card kit. 'Cause I think you were one that said you wanted a card kit. All right, so you guys have your crumb cake base. So this one's awesome. It's like the opposite, right? This one's a crumb cake base with a blushing bride mat. Hi, Linda Bailey. All right, so this one's a vertical card, so we're gonna set that vertically. Now, here's the thing. You have in your kit, you guys, I gotta talk about this right away. You have 2 things in your kit that are that rose gold foil. The little flowery thing got cut out of the middle, all right? And you may be missing a section of your circle. It's just how it happened. So you can see it better on here probably. You can see I am missing a section right here. I will tell you why you're missing a section and how you're gonna work with it, because you can definitely make it work. So this die is 3 inches. 3 inches, okay? Exactly, 3 inches. And this this paper is 12 inches. And so when Anna was die cutting them, she had it very, very, very close that some people, majority, almost every circle, got one edge that was just ever so slightly missing. And it's okay. And you know why it's okay? Because you're not going to put it on a part that's seen. You're going to make sure that you find that section that is straight edged, and you're going to put it underneath something. You're going to put it underneath the leaf. You're going to put it under there. Hi, Chris Duderanke. That is what's going on with that. And that is because we could get 12 circles out of one sheet, and otherwise we would have only gotten 9, and there would have been a strip left over that was just a hair short. So what she did is she just made each one of them have one little section that's missing, okay? It's okay. And I have my sample like that as well, so you can see how to make it work. So you also have in here 2 mats. One is vanilla and one is the Blushing Bride with painted texture that are 4 by 5 1/4, same size. And you have another circle that is very vanilla that'll cover up this is called paper conservation, you guys. If you want to use that foil paper, you maximize it. Cut things out of the middle. So that vanilla circle will cover that up, no problem. This little banner, these are from Stylish Shapes. And then you have your piece of the natural finish ribbon, and that is about 6 inches. And then you guys will have, this is just a scrap now. You already have your flowers stamped and hopefully die cut and hopefully colored. And then this is your designer paper. Now, I had the hardest time with this designer paper, and because it's like sometimes it went with vanilla and sometimes it went with white. And this to me was very contrasting. It looked softer and nicer with vanilla, but when you put that on here, that looked too white. So I called Carissa and I'm like, Carissa, I didn't call her, I texted her and I said, I need your help. And her idea was to blend it. I'm missing a little leaf, I guess, as well. So you guys should have 2 little leaves in your kit for these. I gotta go get a blending brush and see if I have another leaf somewhere. Nope. Okay. Ta-da! I have another leaf. Yay! Okay, and a blending brush. So so it's the hardest thing with vanillas and whites, right? I have a hard time mixing them. And this card that I showed you guys here, when I did this is that Rustic Harvest. This piece of paper is actually black and white, and it doesn't look white though. What I did is I took crumb cake and blended it over the top of it to make it look softer. And that's what happened on this one too. So kudos to Carissa for reminding me of that ability. So let's do that. Oh, Melanie loved the bingo. Yay. Hope you made it back safe and sound to Arizona. You had a long drive ahead of you. So I'm gonna dip my blending brush into my ink and just add a little bit of color, this crumb cake. Hi, Vera. Catching what I can of the live. Awesome. So we're just adding a little bit of color to this, and it's making it look softer. So here's the difference, right? That looks more white and that looks more tan. So we're just doing a little bit to make it look antiqued, okay? If you don't do it, it's not the end of the world. It will be pretty as it is. But I thought that just gave it that little bit of softness. So that I used was crumb cake with a blending brush. And we've already got our stamping done here, but there is something stamped on the inside. And we have a sentiment yet. So, it's that little guy. Okay, so it's that little baby flower with the leaf. So let's grab that. Spent 8 hours on the road today. Oh, you're in northern Arizona. You're not home yet. Oh my. So we need crumb cake again. And if you guys want to color your insides of the flowers, you are more than welcome to. Like on these inside ones. Okay, so we're going to put this little flower in the bottom. And then the leaf is next. And now, the thing with the leaf is I don't want the stem going into my flower. So I'm going to clean the stamp up really good. And make sure there's no... Oh, Linda, yeah. I forgot all about that. Softening the white colors. Absolutely. I didn't think of it, and Carissa was the one that reminded me. I'm like, that is so ingenious, right? So when I go to ink this up, I'm not going to ink up the bottom little leaf and the stem. And I'm doing that because I want to... It looks like I'm stamping right over the flower, but I promise you I'm not. By only inking up that little bit, it looks like the leaf is just nestled right in there. I'm going to do the same thing again, only ink up the part there, and then when I bring this in on this side, it doesn't. I kind of guessed where I was going to stop, and it kind of looks like it's coming right into the flower. Now, if you want to go ahead and color this, you're more than welcome to. I'm not much of an inside colorer, but I know that is a thing that, oh man, oh, there it is. I'm like, where did my little label go? It's always in front of my face. So this one's Happy Birthday, and we're going to use the espresso again. Hi, Vicky Pucker. Practice on the bottom of your paper. And then, if it were me, I would practice on the back. Just because you get another shot at figuring out how it needs to go. So I'm going to stamp that on the back. Okay. Now you might think you used up your first good luck if it gets straight, but that's there in case you mess up on the front now, right? So, and the back to me is the rougher edge, and then the front is the smoother edge. So I'm going to try one more time, but I do the back first just to get comfortable with stamping on the label. So I'm good with that. That works for me. And that's it for our stamping, because we've already done this, right? We just went through the whole process of that. Now we get to assemble all of the shenanigans together here. So there's a lot going on. So I'm gonna flip this over and this over, because these, now people ask, well, what's the front and the back for this painted texture? Honestly, there really isn't one to me. If anybody can tell me that there is, it would be news to me, because they look the same. All right, so we got that for our inside, and we've got the crumb cake, or the painted texture blushing bride, for our outside. So that goes on here. And then we'll put this guy on the inside. And this one is glued flat, and the circle is glued flat. Now, normally I would put glue all over the back of this, but because there's a hole here, if I go to do that, it's gonna put glue on my countertop. So I've gotten pretty smart to that. So what I'll do is I will actually glue this area here versus my circle, because then I don't risk getting glue on my desk. So there's a rough edge to this, and there's a smooth edge. The rolled edge is the top to me. So we're gonna do that, because right now that doesn't matter where it ends up. Does the ribbon tuck under? It does, yep. So Lori just asked about the ribbon. It does tuck under here. So we're gonna put this on here, like this. All right, and now you could guess where the ribbon goes, right? You can kind of see that there's about a pinky, my pinky. Somebody says, well, your pinky's smaller than my pinky. Well, it's about, let's measure. We want to be exact. It's like a good inch. A good half inch. The ribbon is about a good half inch. And what it ends up being is it's coming out the sides here like that. So you could take a gander, or a guess, I should say. I guess what I think I did is I did it a little differently. So I'm gonna prep the back of my circle with dimensionals. Like, this is when I was creating the card. I knew where I wanted the ribbon to be, but I didn't know exactly where it would end up. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to peel them all off. Okay, so I know that this edge here needs to go on the side. So what I'm gonna actually do is put that dimensional back right back on. So the bottom one, to me, I put it right back on, so it's not sticky, right? So now when I put this on, my cut edges on the side here, and it's centered, top, bottom, left, right, and this bottom is not sticky. So now I have the ability to put the tear-in tape, and you guys, honestly, if it was easier just to put the ribbon down, I guess I'd like to show like my methodology for, like, well, at first I didn't know where the ribbon wanted to sit, right? So now I can pick this up and put the tear-in tape there, peel that off, and now I can wiggle with my ribbon ever so slightly. I knew I didn't want to see it down here, but I knew I wanted it covered up a little bit so I could play with it till I got it exactly where I wanted it. And then once I had it, then I made sure it stuck to that tape good. Hi, Jean Simansky. And that's how that is. Now that you have it, now you can take that last dimensional backing and peel it off. Then I would grab my ribbon scissors, and you're definitely gonna wanna cut these as straight as you can get them. It's a little hard, but I would just, a good ribbon scissors is the ticket, right? So you're just gonna kind of follow that petal or the blushing bride mat and use that as a guide to cut that. All right, now the other thing that's happening with the ribbon, and you can't really see it, hi Debbie Schultz, is I frayed the edges of it so slightly. So if you like that look, what you do, grab your pick tool, and you kind of just pull the edges of it like that, okay? And then you will need to trim those little guys off that are just hanging there. The little guys, they are stuck. I don't want to cut all of it off. There we go. So if you are not a fan of the frayed look, don't do this. You will hate it. But if you do like a little fray action, hi Linda Johnson from Kalamazoo, woohoo! All right, so a little bit of fray action on the side here, right? Just makes it look like a little rat's nest going on. All right, so that is our fraying. So we have here a bunch of stuff. We do need to Ella, these two things, because they will be happier in life if they have a little glitter on them. So let's get that going. And how would I do this? So I know that this is gonna go right about here. It's popped up. And I guess I have ideas. Like, it's kind of working along the same way of how I did the ribbon, where I'm gonna prep the bottom, but I'm not going to pull all the dimensionals off maybe, right? So, and I'm gonna see about using these, and that's ribbon scissors. So let's grab this and cut some of these on the side. We're gonna flip that over. Now, honestly, like if you just wanna go for it and put everything down, you can. I'm not gonna pick, I'm purposely not gonna pick off these two middle ones though. I'm just gonna pick off the two end ones because I can always sneak in and pick those other ones off. But by just putting these two down on the side, it gives me the ability to have my label where I want it. And now what I'm gonna do is prep these two guys with dimensionals right there and there. And then the flower also had a dimensional or two right there and here. So let's get the leaves, get these guys picked off. So I'm just gonna set things on, right? Because I can always pick up now and sneak them in. And if that is not quite going exactly, it wasn't pressed down hard, you can kind of play with things, right? Until you get it. That can just get snuck in there. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, it's coming together. So I would say that that's pretty much where I want my leaves, and I just need to sneak in here, get that guy off of there, and that, and then my label will sneak. So you guys, I'm probably overly complicating it for you, but I like things to look in a certain way, right? If you're like, yep, I'm just gonna put the leaves down, you have a picture to work off of. When I first made this card, I didn't have anything to work off. And I guess I just wanna show you that's kind of like my method to my madness and how I get things to look a certain way. So the leaf here now, there's a glue dot, and then that kind of will sneak in right there. And then this other one also has a glue dot. And we're gonna tuck that guy in over here. And then this doohickey flower ensemble has a glue dot, and that's gonna get tucked in right there. And that might be the main encore for that. So there's a big pink one for a gem over here, and then there's two clear ones. It's a big one and a small one. And I got them right there. You can really see them on this little circle like that. So that's how that card came together. Okay, we've got a lot of Stella action going on. Now everything's secure now. Like to me, I like seeing these little leaves pop up and that stuff kind of like, I know it's grounded because it has the glue dot underneath it, but like I love seeing things kind of hanging out and doing that. So you just gotta be careful putting it in your envelope though, right? All right, you should have 6 gems left and 2 cards done. Whew, all right, so we'll set this guy right over here and we'll work on the next one. So I'm super excited. You guys are my guinea pigs tonight. I didn't do this class in person yet. I have it on Saturday at 1 and I have it Wednesday at 6 p.m. So, all right, the next one we're gonna do is the brown one. I'm in the brown, the neutral colors here. Hi, Louise Power, thank you so much. All right, this is our brown pink card going on. So Anna totally does not like these die cuttings. She said to you guys, to let you guys know, do not use this rose gold and metallic glimmer paper on these intricate of die cuts. I'm surprised if it was her and me, I would have said to her, you can tell me, we'll switch it out and use something else there. But she didn't tell me that. I like, we could have used foil instead, but I don't know what it is. I had never really used that gold glimmer. And just to show you guys what that looks like, I feel bad that she cut 96 of them and they were a pain in the butt, a big pain in the butt. So let's just show you what it looks like. So here's the rose gold stuff, right? Whoa. This is the rose gold foil. There's a holographic one, a foily one, and then like a brushed one. And this is what she used here. It's this glimmer where it comes with gold and rose gold. She said that those are not very good for cutting out such intricate little dies. Okay, sorry. Sad face. Lots of love to Anna for going through and cutting out 96 of these little guys for you guys. Okay, so you should have that in your kit. You should have 12 inches of twine. You should have a bow, which I'm going to make a bow for you to show you again. You should have about 6 inches of the natural finish ribbon again. This little guy comes from the All That Dies. This is your designer paper. Thanks for liking and sharing, Melanie. This is a 2 by 5 1/4. This Blushing Bride is embossed with your Time Worn Type embossing folder. And you have a piece of white for your inside, and you have a piece of early espresso for your base. Yeah, Anna did great. She's our hero, yes. Oh, yes. If it wasn't for Anna and Tammy and Rhonda, you guys, those are my 3 helpers that do a lot of my die cutting, embossing for me. We wouldn't have such intricate, detailed cards. And that's that. I tell them, if they ever are going to stop helping me, I got to know that before I keep designing cards. But because they are all about helping me with that, it allows me to create the cards that I do, you guys, because I can tell you it's not easy die cutting all that kind of stuff. So what I have here, we're going to use espresso. I know that flower is under there, but we also need Blushing Bride. It's really hard to see them, but I did put those little baby flowers as a background on here. All right, thanks, Millie Kindle. Well, you can go ahead. We'll see you when you get back. So Blushing Bride here, though, mine is a little bit dark. Mine upstairs where I craft is a little bit lighter. This one's darker. So I'm going to stamp off, and I'm just going to put a couple flowers here. Stamp off again over there, and we're going to put one big one there. Just creating a little background like this. That's it. I had to use the stamp, right? And that's how I found a purpose for it, was a background for the label. All right, so there's our Blushing Bride. And then our sentiment, it says, you are positively the greatest. You guys are the greatest. So let's see how that stamps on here. Good. All right, so I did the Blushing Bride first because I knew I was going to be stamping, inking, stamping, inking. And if I would have stamped the brown first, sometimes the stamp will pick up the color of the dark and then go into your ink with it, or it just stays on the block. So that's why I did the Blushing Bride first and then got my label stamped. You guys, that's it. What's on the inside? Happy birthday and a big pink flower. Okay, so that's what we'll do on here. So this is early espresso, and it's ready for us. So the other thing I like to do, and I don't do it all the time, is I like to stamp the sentiment first, because if I do it crooked, I can flip it over and redo it. But there's the sentiment, and then there's a big Blushing Bride flower on the inside. So the last time we used this, it was used with crumb cake. So we do need to do a little cleanup on aisle 9 here and get that so we don't get any crumb cake in our pink. And then we got Blushing Bride. We'll put this little guy underneath. And I'm afraid how dark this is going to be, so let's just see. That'll be okay. So the little details like stamping a background help make yes, I agree. So we're going to put this little guy right in the corner again. It just adds a little bit. I mean, you would have just had a white label here if you wouldn't have done that little bit of pink, but I feel like those flowers add character to the card. All right, there we go. My Blushing Bride My blushing bride. All right, so that's done, that's done. So we can get a couple little things get included here. We can flip this over and our designer paper can get flipped over. So just take note of this, you guys. This is the back side of this piece of paper, right? This side is really pretty with those flowers. When I was designing the next card, I had the option to use this piece of paper on here, and it looked orange, orange, very orange. And I thought it would not have looked as nice. So I purposely did not use this piece on this card. I actually went into the Tea Boutique designer paper and I found 3 different patterns. There's this like gingham, like this diamond one, there's a flower one, and there's another one, but they're more, they match the petal pink better versus this orangey color. So that's what happened here. So this is actually Tea Boutique paper when we get to this last card. But that's why. All right, so gluing. This and this get glue. Let's get that happy right now. And then this guy. So this will go on to, hi Pat. This will go here. There are words, and if you just look for letters, there's like the word harvest right here. So then you know that that's the top. And then this just gets glued on here. If it's hanging over the edge of glory, you guys, just take your snips, cut it off, because we'd rather have it too long than too short. And then the inside can go in here. Ooh, that looks really nice. The happy birthday with the flower. Okay, so let's go back to this now. We need to, before we can glue this down, we got to make our tear and tape sandwich. Thanks, Donna. I thought you guys would be happy with the more pink one than the that orangish one. So I'm going to just prep 2 pieces here. Actually, we're going to prep 4 because we're going to be tear and tape happy. So pick off these, and then this piece of, oh, the natural ribbon is so pretty. So I've got it kind of right down, it's not quite centered. It's actually to the left a little bit more than the center. So that side goes down, and then pull it nice and, like, I guess the word is taut, and then put that. And now you can take one of the longer ones and put those under on top here. And then you have that 12 inches of linen thread. So you have, I'm going to make another bow for you, but I have one here to make a bow, and I have one. Okay, that might be the right one. So either you can cut it in half or leave it, but ultimately you're going to fold it. Oh, Laura, sorry that you're late. No worries. Meetings are important as well. So I'm just going to put the 2 tails there. If you wanted to cut the other side, you could, but I'm just going to pull it to the other side here. It's 12 inches, so you should have more than enough to go like that. And then I'm going to put another piece of tear and tape over that. You guys, I like to make sure that those are nice and sandwiched good. If you have it that you think it's a little bulky, you can always cut that off if there's extra. And now we're safe to glue this. So you always want to make sure you get any ribbon tails glued down before you do your mat. All right, and that goes on this over here. Oh, I love that brown flowery paper. And you know what? The words all scribbly like that match like the scribblies of the words on the other side. So cool. All right, then we've got our label that we made and our flower here. And you guys have a bow, but I'll make another bow so you guys can see the bow maker again. So we're gonna put 4 dimensionals. And again, I'm not gonna pick off that top right corner because I don't know exactly how I'm going to put my flower on there yet. So I'm just going to set this down here. Okay, and then I'm going to take a glue dot and we'll put this right on the flower there. And now, instead of putting this on the back of the label, what I'm going to do now is look at my card and figure out how should this go down here. So I have that little leaf tucked in the front like that. And that's good. See, I don't have these glued. I actually put one little glue dot there. So we're going to add one more. Lori likes the brown floral paper. It is awesome. We're gonna put one more glue dot right behind that guy. There. So I've got it so that little leaf is tucking in the front of the label. And now that we're good, we can pull this one off, bring that leaf right back to the forefront. There it is. Okay, so we've got that. I mean, you could have ultimately just put it to the back of the label, but I like to get my labels down and then kind of work with the whole card to see where it needs to go. Yeah, the espresso with the blushing bride. Ooh la la. Okay, bow maker again. So this one you guys have a little smaller of a bow. So I wrap it around twice and make my bow. So tie it into a knot like that. Give it a good squeeze with my ends coming down into the left and the right. And I grab a glue dot. I did want to tell you guys, I brought my blender pen here. If the coloring of the flowers was not your cup of tea with the Stella pen, you could always use a blender pen. That's another option. Or you could use your blends, like your Stampin' Blend markers. I'm just taking a glue dot and I'm gonna put it right over the top of the linen thread, and that's where my little bowsy is gonna go, Z, right there. And pull my tails down, trim them with your scissors. Like that and like that. You could use markers. I mean, I wouldn't use watercolor, like the water aqua painters, because that would be too watery, but gems. This one, so you have a few left here. There's a big white one and a big pink one. So I got a big white and, oh, it's actually a clear one. So it's a big white and a big clear. And then I've got another little, it must be a white one. It could be clear. Let's see what's on this one. White, white. So it's the clear one. So there's a little clear one over on the label itself. So it's a little clear one, a big white one, and a big clear one. And there's our, where is it? I got my screen zoomed in so much. So we didn't use Stella though. So what, oh, you guys, I would have a little trick for you on the Stella. So for those of you who haven't made your cards yet, Carissa taught me another thing. She's like, if you take your Stella pen and you would have colored your label before you stamped it, then you could have stamped it and you would have had the white, or the clear, like the Stella all over it, which is super cool. I'll do it on the next one if I remember. So you could Stella your ribbon. You know, don't hesitate to color your ribbon. Okay. Don't forget your that. You could also Stella your flowers that are on your designer paper. Okay, perfect. I love this one too, Melody. Oh, it's so pretty. Happy dance. I'm gonna be sad when these cards are done. I always say that I'm sad when the cards are done because I get to look at them up on my board as up until the class comes. All right, so there's our third card. And we're on to the oddball. So you remember like Sesame Street, one of these things is not like the other one. Which one might it be? All right, these three are very similar to me. And this last one here is the oddball. He's the navy card. Still pretty. Still a lot of people's favorites, I think, is going to be the navy with the gray here. So, oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so in your kit, though, let's pull it out and see what you got waiting for you. All right, so bits and parts. You have 2 pieces of designer paper that are 1 by 5 1/4, which are hair. You guys love it, yay. That's gonna be, your top and bottom here. Then you have a piece of white. That'll be for your flower, so we gotta stamp that. Another gorgeous card, love the color, yeah. Yes, the cutout flower is so worth all the trouble. Yes, oh, it is. Yeah, because it makes it so pretty. So kudos to Anna for going forward with it. This was I've been using this a bit. Susan likes that one of these things is not like the other one. Yep. Painted texture on this one, and that is that designer tag. We did that a couple times already in different classes. So that's already done for you. You have these, Anna cut these for you already. 2 silver pieces. One's a leaf and one's a flower pair. You have your label. Now, you guys, this comes from the potted geraniums. It's a super cool label. Your brushed, hi, Barbara Moynan. Your brush strokes navy. Look at that. So this is the navy one. We just looked at the pink one, and now there's also a soft succulent one in that kit. Oh, it's not like the other one. Can help me sing a song so you can see. Ah, yes, you know the whole thing. I don't always remember everything. This is another piece thing. Some of you might have this one, right? So this is from the Tea Boutique. That one's from the Tea Boutique. And then there was one more pattern. What did it look like? That is always the question. I don't know. I gotta find where those cards are. Oh, right here we go. Okay, here they are. I found it. So it's circlies. Okay, I found it. So the other pattern is the circlies. So they're all a little bit lighter of a pink. Debbie Spicer, first time live. Yay! Thanks for joining us, Debbie. So you'll either have that pattern, this pattern, or this pattern. So luckily there were 3 different patterns in there that were all pretty pinky. So that's how that goes. And then you guys will have a piece of, wow, I really shorted myself on this one. Petal pink, the polyester. I feel like I should have another piece that size. I think you guys all got about 6.5 inches. I'll have to show you how this works because you think that you have enough to go across the whole back, but it's not. It's a piece, a piece, a piece, and a piece, and there's nothing in the middle, right? I've been teaching you guys about the ribbon conservationists that don't put ribbon where you can't see it, right? So then you have a piece for your inside, a mat, and then you also have your smoky slate, which you can burnish. Hi, Holly Pablo. All right. This is a horizontal card, so let's keep it horizontal. And let's talk about this. This is where I said if you guys would take your label and use your Stella pen and color the label first off. Now you've got the Stella on there. I know you're probably not going to be able to see that, but I can see it. It's glitterific, okay? So Stella action is done on that label, the whole thing. Okay, so you have My Magic of TV, this is done, but you have this piece of white in your kit, and you'll need to stamp that. Hi, Cindy Howard watching live from North Dakota. All right, so we're gonna clean this guy. It had a little pink on it, so we wanna make sure we get the pink out. We're gonna be using the Smoky Slate this time. So let's grab Smoky Slate. Where are you? Right here. Okay, so let's get that stamped first, and then you'll need to die cut it. Now, I had a hard time using Blushing Bride on this card. It wasn't bright enough for me for some reason. So I did end up using Flirty Flamingo. Oh, Donna, yes, you are correct. You were replying, do you have any left? Asking for a friend, LOL. Yes, Donna Simmer answered for you. You are correct, Donna. I still have some left. I tell people if you want any of my kits, I do have them left. They are, this one mailed is $23 if you send like a check or do like an electronic payment like PayPal, Friends and Family, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. What's on the inside? Oh, that guy. If you buy it through my website, which is Cards by Chris B, it does charge $1 for the convenience fee of using a credit card because my website charges me. So the cash amount is the 23, and then if you use like PayPal and you do good or service, it's 24 to help cover that. Yes, Cindy, Case the Coward, go for it, go for it, go for it. If you want to place an order though, this class is free with a $45 order, but it is sale-a-bration, so you might as well add $5 and make it a $50 order. Then you get your name on my sale-a-bration board as well. That's in the bottom corner. That is awesome. So this says best wishes. We're going to put happy birthday on the inside of this one, and it uses Night of Navy. So yeah, we had to pull in another color, and I have all those as well. So so this class was free, mailed with a $45 order. If you want to do porch pickup, it's actually free with a $30 order. So if you're local to me and wanted to get the kits, that could work too. So let's clean this one as long as we're at it. For washing these blocks, you guys, I would definitely just rinse them underneath the water faucet. It's water-based ink, so that should clean off your blocks. All right, so we got that clean, and we need navy. And let's see how our navy pad is holding up here. Very nice. Okay, so very nice, very nice. So yeah, anybody who's looking for these kits, I'll be honest with you. The best way is to email me. I see emails and text messages daily, a lot, and I don't always get to them right away, but I do see them. And my Cards by Christine Facebook page, those messages, they don't notify me when I get them, so it's when I remember to go in and look for those messages. So that's every couple days I go in there and look at them. All right, so happy birthday's done. And then we needed best wishes, and that was already used. I think it's Droidy. So that's gonna be in navy as well. So let's get that cleaned up, and this is done. Let's see how he stamps up here. And then voice messages, you guys, I'll be honest with you. If you want to call and say hi, you can. If you catch me, that's great. If you have to leave a message, call me again or text me or email me, because I'm not the greatest at listening to voicemails. I'm sad to say that, but that is the truth. So there's our, woo, that turned out really good. So that's it for our night of navy. Hi, Stacy Burns. Okay, there's that. And our coloring, though. We still have to color our flower. So let's see what we got with our flirty. Flirty is going to be really different. I'll be honest with you. It's a very bright pink, but maybe Blushing Bride will work. The thing is, though, with the navy, Pear Pizzazz didn't look as good to me in my eyes. I thought the Soft Succulent actually looked really nice. The center is going to be really nice with the So Saffron, so we can still use that because that's right on here on the block. So let's just pick up our little bit of yellow and get our yellow done like that. So that's it, yellow's done. If you guys want to color your insides, you're more than welcome to do. Oh, I already have that done. So we're going to set him off to the side. Now we have the By the Magic of TV one ready to go. So the yellow's done, and the baby breasts I did in Blushing Bride. Now I'm a little bit hesitant about using, we're just going to take the corner of this block, Flirty Flamingo. It looked fine on this one, but let's just see what we've got going on for a color, because it might be too bright, and it might be just enough. Let's see what the Blushing Bride looked like. Yeah, I just thought that, I don't know if you guys can see the difference. The one on the left is a little bit brighter of a pink, and the one on the right is a little bit softer of a pink. So we're going to give it a whirl with the, we're going to try it over here. We're going to put a little drop of water, just to assist our sale-a-pen. So the water is the assist, and we're going to just get a little bit of that flirty color and go to town. So pick up that color. So if you don't have Blushing Bride and you have Flirty Flamingo, you know, you could do that on these cards. It would be a little bit more of a pop of color. Susan likes the Flirty Flamingo, yeah. So this way you guys can see, with the navy and the gray, I thought Flirty Flamingo just looked a little bit richer with it, a little nicer, just it's a little bit more color going on. So, all right, so I can already see here that my ink is going to get used up really fast, and I'm only doing little sections at a time, and that's all right. If you need more ink, you just go back and get it, and light little brush strokes here. I kind of start at the base of the flower, then I work my way up because it's darker kind of where the center is. All right, so we got this one's the tedious one, this big flower, but that's okay. We got half of it done. This way you can see the whole coloring process. And if I would have had a little bit more ink on the block, I would have had a little, it dries out faster if you don't have a lot of ink. Okay, so I'm almost done here, and I might just go back and get a little more coloring fuel, coloring juice here. Yeah, again, if you don't have it as wet, you're gonna get a little bit more streaky action going on. So I pretty much used up all of that. So I'm going to take my paper towel, wipe it off, and then go back for seconds. Dip a little bit in there. Add a little water, because if I go straight with my Stella pen, it's gonna be too dry. So add a little water. Don't let that drip on your label. And let's see what we got now. I want to practice on this piece of paper first. Okay. Oh, much better. When in doubt, just go get more ink. It just colors so much better when you have a nice palette to work off of. See? Yeah. Okay. So wherever you see the little streakies now, you can go back up and touch them up a little bit and fill in those areas to make it look a little less streaky. But there we go. So I'm already wondering how the in-person is going to go with people coloring. Either people love to color or they hate to color. And I would rather color than fussy cut. I can say that very honestly. So there. Clean out your Stella pen. That's all I'm doing over here is wiping that out. Clean off the block, and we're gonna go get us some soft succulent now. I could have grabbed a different block, but I didn't. I'm like, I'm lazy. So we're just gonna use that corner. And again, we need the water assist over here. So put a little drippy drippy in there. Get some water on the block. And go to town. So make sure that ink gets wet, and then I drag out to kind of spread it. And let's see what our green looks like. So when you need it a little darker of a color, you go in and get some more ink where it's fresh, and then you pull it with the water. But the soft succulent just complemented. I just felt like it was more of a cool color that really went really nicely with the navy. So there we go. One more little guy over here, and then if you want to do any touch-ups on little areas that you want to go back, it's all good. Boom. Well, there you go. Different look to that flower. A little bit brighter, more cheerful. All right, so Stella got her workout today on that card, on these cards. I'm surprised to see you coloring with the Wink of Stella pen. I've never seen anyone do that before. Well, Cindy Howard, there you go. First time for everything. Like I said, you could definitely use this blender pen, right? That works. But when you color with the Stella pen, you get the Stella all over. Yeah. All right. So I think we're going to happily assemble now. So a couple things I want you to do before you start getting glue happy. I want you to double check your measurements, you guys. I cut these at different times. I try my best to make them all equal, but they don't always end up that way. So what I would do before I would start gluing is just double check. Make sure your mats are pretty even. If it's more than that, I would trim it off. Okay, so now check these guys, right? Make sure that one isn't longer than the other, because you're not gonna have the opportunity to be able to lift it up and cut it. So check it. Now, if one is longer, all you have to do is like flip it over and like cut it. Like your goal is these need to all be the same 5 1/4, okay? If they're 5 1/4, life will be happy and good. Happy. All right, so first things first, though, let's glue these two things and let's get our inside put in. So get that liquid glue going, and a little strip down the middle here, and that one. So I could have given you a full mat of DSP, but you know what? Not when you're making 96 of these. So everybody got a 1 by 5 1/4 strip, okay? So it's gonna make it look like the DSP is on this whole front panel, but it's really just 2 little slivers, you guys. So this is paper placing it together, paper conservation. So you got your inside. So let's put this on the inside. And then we will get our next couple pieces prepped and ready to go. So very cool inside. You could definitely color your flower, or you could leave it that monochromatic look. Now we have the brush strokes and our tea boutique. And what you can do is put glue on the backs of both of these. I thought about giving you guys a strip of the brush strokes, but I thought, oh, that'd be too mean. So you got a 3 by 5 1/4 here, and that is centered between these two grays. Hi, Deb Loth Schultz, maybe? All right, so it's kind of centered, so kind of equidistant. Now, when I did the pink, though, the pink was down below the equator more than above. So you can see there's more blue on the top than on the bottom. I did that intentionally. I thought it looked nice. If you are a middle kind of person and you want it in the middle, go for it. But I put mine down here slightly like that. So that's how that mat came together. So I feel like I'm missing one section of ribbon. So I'm gonna go steal one. Angela, I don't know if you're watching, but I'm stealing it from your kit. So this is what you guys got in your kit, that much. And you're like, wow, she cheated us on ribbon because that's only enough to do one. But it's like, nope, it's gonna be plenty. So what you need to do is you gotta take this and you're gonna cut it in half. Hi, Mary Jean. All right, cut it in half, right? Just like so. And then what you wanna do is you wanna cut these at an angle, okay? So watch what I'm doing. Instead of cutting it straight down the middle, I'm gonna cut it at an angle, and then those will become my ends. So cut it at an angle, there and there, and cut this other one at an angle. Again, those will be my ends. So now you have plenty. So if you wouldn't have cut them at an end, it would have worked. You would have had to cut more off. But there's a front and a back to this, only because one side is rougher than the other because it was die cut. And what you're gonna do is put tear and tape on those sides, on the back side. And what I would do is, I've got this little tail, I'm gonna stick it down the hole, right? And then I'm gonna take the other one and put it down the other side. Oh, glad you got home and you could watch. I'm talking dirty, it sounds like, but I'm not really. So I'm just putting my ribbon in place. All right, so just like that. Now, that's plenty, you guys. I'm still actually gonna trim a little bit off of those sides, but I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna do the other side now. I'm gonna make those go in a little bit more, just so that I don't have to trim them again. So we're gonna do that one. I'm gonna fold that one forward, flip that over, and then I've got this one in next. Okay, so there you go. So that one, I've got them in a little bit further so I don't have to trim them. This one, I'm gonna end up, I'll trim them. Or if you don't wanna trim them, you know what? Just peel them up and bring them back in, y'all. Just a little bit. So let's do that actually, that's easier. So we got that guy and then there. And now you don't have to trim them. So I told you, you had more than enough ribbon, I promise, okay? Now, if you think about it, that's about 2 inches times 4 inches, right? I gotta do some math, you guys, because this is something that I'm curious. I had 4 inches and I made 96 of these kits. 4 times 96, 384 inches divided by 12. I saved 32 feet. Is that right? 96 times 4 inches divided by 12, 32 feet. 32 feet. That's 3 rolls of ribbon I saved by helping you guys conserve your ribbon on your cards. Wow, doesn't that blow your mind? So think about that, like over the course of time when you keep making cards and you keep putting all that ribbon back there, like, yeah, I'm sorry, like I guess if you want to buy more ribbon, and it would probably help business, right? But I'll be honest with you, I'd rather have you buy more of something else that you want, right? Buy the stamps that you want. And anyways, do what you want with your money. I don't care. But I like it when you save money on stuff like this. So I'm going to put some dimensionals around where my tape is there, and throw a few more right in the middle here. And now that's going to go right on my card front. I know, wow, Cindy, right? Like, I have to be strategic about this kind of stuff when I'm kitting up for 96 now. Like, that just is so crazy to think that there's been 4 classes now that there was 96 people, 96 card kits that got made up. So I've got this centered top to bottom, and it's a little bit more left than it is right, just because that label is here, okay? So we're gonna leave that set for a second. I've got dimensionals up and around here. So let's get the, all right, I have some cut already. So we're gonna put some dimensionals up by the baby's breath area. Oh, that isn't cut. So let's cut some more of these guys. Oh, thanks, Deb. Oh, Latokia, this is your favorite card. Yay. Okay, so there's that. I am not gonna put any dimensionals under this bottom area because my label is gonna be popped up and I want it flat there. So let's put, and I need a double stacker. So The labels popped up once, and then, actually that's flat. I only did it flat. Okay, hang on. Let's take this off. I'll put that over there. Okay, I'm gonna show you what that's all about in a second. So let's put this down onto our label-y area. I'll get that off of there. Oh my goodness, it's stuck. Okay, little liquid glue though down here. So even though I didn't put dimensionals, I'm gonna put a little liquid glue, and this is off to the side over here. Something like that. I'm not gonna squish it down very hard because I need to make sure I get my flower power in here. So gotta glue that right at, oh, it stuck to my finger actually, right at the base of that. Now this is gonna kind of pick that up. That is gonna go there. And then the little leafy is gonna come out the side here. Just tuck him in there. Now I can push that down good. And then this one, so I made the flower flat here, and then I'm gonna make the flat left side, but I'm gonna pop it, oh, I caught it, on the right. All right, so then this part hangs over here. And I'm gonna put it up a little higher. Oh, so you can see I got a little blue showing there. I almost went down with it a little bit. Say up to you, however you wanna do it. So we're gonna put that guy right there. See, this time I don't have any blue there. And up a little higher, honestly, I mean, no horse apiece. Let's see here. I think we're almost done. We have some embellishments to put on here. So there was one big white one left. Up here, there was a little pink one next to it and a little white one. So this card looked really nice with the white and the pink ones and not having clear on them for the clear embellishment. So that would have used up all 12 of your gems. And if you need to trim the ribbon, let's see where the ribbon scissors went here. Hi, Anna Rebidoo. So I am gonna trim this just a hair on this side and put a little bit of a haircut on that side. All right, and I think that's what we got. So totally one thing is not like the other one, and this is the card that is not like all the other ones. So I'm gonna get a little room here, and we're gonna bring in all 4 of them that we made tonight, and we're gonna have you guys tell me which one you liked the best. So I felt really claustrophobic here tonight. There was a lot of ink pads here. So we had our navy. Hi, Holly Gentry, finally home from work. Yay. All right, there was our first one that we made. Here was our second one. Our third one. Oh, let's zoom out a little bit so I can fit these all in the action shot here. This is my money shot, you guys. This is the one that I always use as my screensaver or whatever, the thumbnail. So I gotta hold them nice and still for you guys to see them. So, which is your favorite? I guess, you know, I love them all. There's something about this brown and the pink one that I really like about the colors, but I really like that memo paper from the DSP. Like, that paper is super cool. This one, I really like how I could, you know, have that little flower come out of there and having that kind of nestle on there. But then this navy one, that's so hard to pick. Kathy King says number 4 though. Yeah, like the navy with the pink, so pretty. The navy, all are pretty to choose. Blue one. The third one was this one. I think this was number 3. Yeah. You guys, I think we're torn between these two. Because they're different. These two look very similar, right? But I do love this like flower in the bottom corner. There was something about this one. I was so happy when I got this one. So Lori likes this one. All the cards are beautiful. I love them all. Yay, you guys like them. So this class was a lot of fun, you guys. So, but again, just a reminder, we're going to make these next month, and these will also, I think you'll love. It's so weird. We're going from nice spring, summer colors, and we're going to be switching over to the fallsy colors. And we're going to be in, oh, it's sad to think about fall, but it's coming. We can't escape it. And then just to remind you guys, tomorrow night, I have another live. Oh my goodness, you guys. So just to remind you, these are what we're doing tomorrow. I have sale-a-bration hoorah rah, 5:30 Central tomorrow, you guys. These are 4 fun folds, so I'm not going to take them out to show you the fun fold, but we'll make them tomorrow. I do not have any of these kits left, though, you guys. These sold out. I made 76 sets of this. They're gone. They were gone last week already, but this is tomorrow. And again, if you can't catch it because it's Friday night, just know that the live, the replay will always live on in Facebook and YouTube. And then Kelly showed these, you guys. So this one's coming up on September 1st. So next week on whatever, August 25th. You guys, I leave for New Orleans on Thursday morning. My flight is at 5 a.m. I'm going to Backstage with Stampin' Up that they're hosting. Silver Elite and above with Stampin' Up could attend this conference. And so Kelly's going to be doing Paper Pumpkin for me on Thursday night. And I don't think I have any left. You guys, I got 12 extra ones and all 12 of them are gone. So I have to tell a couple. I'm waiting, like Terry Costin and Mary Schneider are like on my list, and I think I have some for them, but I'm waiting for them to arrive in the mail because that's a lot of them to arrive, and I don't want somebody who's already signed up for it not to get a box. So, yeah. So my paper pumpkins are pretty much gone, and Kelly's doing the class on Thursday, and then the following Thursday is already September 1st. And you guys, I think I have 10 left of this class. This is the ink, paper, scissors, the lovely and linen. So we're going to be doing this when I get back on September 1st, but Mom and I kitted these up today. So if anybody did not sign up for this class and are interested in getting this class and with the Abigail Rose and consolidating, I can figure out, like, take a couple bucks off for shipping. Donna Gruski tomorrow is 5:30 Central. So ink, paper, scissors is September 1st, lovely and linen. And tomorrow I will be designing the last 2 cards for the next ink, paper, scissors, which is in September, the end of September. So this is officially the August ink, paper, scissors on September 1st. It's called Lovely and Linen. And then the next one is Splendid Thoughts. 2 more cards. I'll showcase them to you tomorrow night so that you can see what they're all about. And then I will have all of September. Oh, no, I won't. I have 1 more left. You guys, I have game night. I almost forgot about it. So game night is September 19th. I have 4 cards to make with that. And I think I chose the bundle I'm going to feature for that class. And it's going to be cottage wreaths. And I'm going to use 4 different occasions because that cottage wreath paper has all different plaids in it. So 1 card's going to be Christmas, one's going to be fall, one's going to be Halloween, and one's going to be something else card, all occasion card. And I'm going to truly design those in a way that you don't necessarily have to have the cottage wreath stamps. I'm going to do lots of wreaths and use those. You might like that spider is in there, but I might make it as a black spider that's die cut, so you don't necessarily have to have the stamps. But game night is September 19th, and as soon as I have those cards made, I'm going to start I'll publish it so that you guys can see if you want to do that or not. So, oh, Holly Gentry, add Lovely and Linen and Abigail Rose, please. Yes, I can do that, Holly. Help me out and send me an email or text message and tell me that one more time so I can respond to it and say, yep, I did it. Okay, so you guys, that was the Abigail Rose class, but we're not done. I have a few things I want to give away. We are going to do a drawing for a door prize for somebody who placed an order to get this class for free. Hi, Lisa Spacek. Okay, there were a bunch of people who placed orders to get this class for free. So let's see how many there were. 25. So we're going to do a drawing for somebody to win a door prize out of my Stampin' Vault. I have, when you guys place orders and use the host code, it gets you the free class. And what happens is I have to get enough materials. And sometimes I might have a pack extra this or a pack extra that. And when the catalog retires, I use those extra items as prizes for you guys. Hi, Philly Cinto. Philly Cinto, I owe you a prize yet. Mystery card yet. It's sitting over there. I need to mail it. So, and that was from last month. So I was a little tardy on that one. So my bad. I haven't forgotten though. So, all right. So we're going to flip down and we're going to do a random number generator. I have 25 people. So let's see here. Okay, I don't want a new tab, but I'll go for a new tab. All right, random number generator. And we're going to put in here 25 people. And we're going to see who the lucky winner is. Okay, I'm going to hit generate. Well, I'm going to hit generate. Number 11. Okay, so number 11 is Francis Rodriguez. you placed an order to get this class for free, and you are the lucky winner of a door prize for taking this class. So congratulations, Francis. Woohoo. All right, that's that. Then let's announce who the winners of the cards are here from this was the last class that I did, not the last class, but the second to last class, I think. Maybe it was. Okay, I still have to give away the other, okay. I don't know. This was the monthly class from August. I can't remember when it was. It was last week, Thursday, the 11th. So, drum roll, winner, chicken dinner for this card is Susan Stultz or Stultz. Stultz. Susan Stultz. You are the winner of that. I need your address. I don't have it. Winner, chicken dinner of the Lighthouse Point card goes to Holly Pablo. Woohoo, Holly. I have your address, so I know where to send that one to. That was a gatefold. So if you guys missed seeing this live, I did it last week, Thursday. It's in the video section of my website. Not my website, but, well, it is. If you go to August 11th, and you go to this class, I have both the YouTube and the Facebook link saved in the actual event. The baby card goes to Cindy Fraser Steventon. So, Cindy, I don't have your address. So if you could send it to me, Cindy Fraser Steventon, or if you guys know Cindy, or if you know Susan, you could let them know that they won. Also, I do a post tomorrow morning that shows who the winners are. All right, so those are those cards. We need to do mystery card night, though. So we have here, Kelly did a list for me. I need to find it. Hang on. Wait, go back to the emails. Hang on. So we got to find Kelly. Here she is. Okay. All right. So you guys, I had 50 people that contributed for mystery card night. So let's see the card. If you guys are wondering, oh, Susan, I'm so glad you liked it. This was my card for mystery card night. I think I gave a lot of it away by telling you it was Abigail Rose, and where are these cards? I tried to tell you, I took this section and I put it right there, and that you can see that I did that. All right, so that's where that kind of came from, and then I used the triangles. So, all right, so this one, I did a really good job. I glued my triangles appropriately. The pattern matches nicely. Yay. All right, so the card that I started to pull, I had a second card done. I pulled off that leaf so I could complete class. I messed up and I glued my pieces backwards. So this piece is supposed to be down here and this one's supposed to be up here. And you can't really tell it. I mean, it's not as obvious, but when you look at this one, you can see the pattern matches up appropriately, where on this one, it doesn't quite match up. But it's such a busy pattern that you really can't tell. And again, I got to go cut myself another leaf and color it and put that bad boy right back there. But I stole it so I could finish off the class card. So, so there's my mystery card, you guys, using Abigail Rose. And then I have an inside too with just a leaf in the bottom corner. So, all right, so that's mystery card night, mine. We had 50 people. Thank you, guys. Glad you liked that one. It is out there in my discussion too on the event. So we're going to go out and we're going to come back in and put 50 in here. So I should probably have a piece of paper so I can write names down. So we're going to hit the word generate. Number 19. 19 is Jean Terwilliger. Woohoo, Jean. All right, so you are a winner chicken dinner. I know you're going to get a class from me soon. I will put your prize in with that. I'm going to hit the word generate again. 41. Let's see who 41 was. 41 is Mary Lou Moss. All right, Mary Lou. You also get a prize. I don't remember if I have your address or not. I feel like I might have gotten it in the past, but I think I need it again because I don't know if I would have saved it or not. So, okay. Yay, Jean, you're watching. Woo woo. Okay. So Jean Terwilliger, Mary Lou Moss, you guys are winner chicken dinners for prizes. Holly Pablo and Susan Stultz and Cindy Steventon, you won cards. And we had Francis Rodriguez won the door prize. So why do I always feel like I'm forgetting something? We did not have a sale-a-bration board tonight because we need 4 more squares. But I have a feeling that I will be doing that drawing on Saturday morning during the monthly card class because I think it'll be full by then. So, again, if you guys need anything, email me, or if you want to sign up for a class, make sure you get the email in. People ask about like getting emails from me. Just know that if you go to my website, so this website right here, cardsbycrispy.com, if you're new to me and you are not getting emails from me, you can go sign up to get my emails by going to my website and subscribing. If there's a picture of me underneath the picture, you just put your email address in and then you have to confirm it. And then you'll start getting emails from me. Now, you might want to just make sure that Cards by Chris, it's like Christine at cardsbycrispy.com or Chris M. Bertram at msn.com. Make sure they're set up as like safe contacts so that they don't go to your junk mail. All the time, people tell me my emails go to your junk mail. They think I'm a spammer. I'm not really a spammer. There are other people that do more spamming than I don't think I do spamming. I only give you guys stuff if you want it because you'll always say unsubscribe. So thanks, Becky Christensen. I love to do what I do to help you guys and inspire you. So it makes me feel good that you guys get enjoyment and fulfillment out of what I do as well. So that's awesome. So if you don't get emails from me, that's one thing you can do, sign up. And then again, for all the people that were interested in this class, I'm pretty sure that not more than 12 people signed up, so I'm pretty sure everybody's safe to say that I'll have kits for you. And then also ink, paper, scissors. If you want that and you want the Abigail Rose, we can consolidate them and they'll ship out together. So, oh, Randy says another great class. Whoop, whoop. It took a little bit longer, you guys. I tried to keep it down to 2 hours, but we were a little bit over. There was a lot of coloring tonight. Oh, you're very welcome, Cindy. You guys are awesome. I have such a great community. You guys are amazing. I'm so blessed to have all you guys in my life and we're multiplying and we're growing. And so, with that comes challenges too, that you guys are so, patient with me as I'm growing, and answering emails and getting you your card kits and making sure I sign you up for the right class. I need another mini me, I think. So, oh, Carmen, you have a great weekend. I hope all of you guys have a great weekend. I will actually see you tomorrow night. I do have the sale-a-bration Hoorah Raw class tomorrow at 5:30. And so we'll be making those 4 fun folds. And then, that takes us to Tuesday. What I plan to do on Tuesday, you guys, Tuesday is going to be a nice little quick and easy short little tip Tuesday, but I'm going to mix it with the September showcase card. So it'll be about an hour long Facebook Live with you guys on Tuesday, getting you ready to see all of what I have for you coming up for September. And that's the video that you want to watch to make sure you know what's going on, what colors are used. I talk about them in kind of detail. So what did Gwen say? You said she meant cards, but you said something else. My favorite card is a long time. I get it. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, you guys, it's so funny. Like when you're you're communicating via the post and like you hit send before you realize that it's spelled right, then you hit send, you can't change it. It's too hard. So, all right, you guys, glad you liked the cards. I had a lot of fun with them. One of my favorite classes, I had so much fun with these 3 summer classes, the Texture Chic, Sun Prince, and Abigail Rose. They were just awesome. So I don't know, Barbara Gobby, what time on Tuesday. I can't tell you. It's all dependent upon Diane Bogenhagen. Diane is coming over for a couple hours. You guys won't believe it, but we got Let's Just Stamp for September done. We got Let's Just Stamp for October done. And we have 2 cards left for Let's Just Stamp for November. We did switch it. It is no longer, what was it? That one, Decorated with Happiness. We switched it to Trimming the Tree. We had creativity block when we looked at Decorated with Happiness, and we're like, no. And so we switched it to Trimming the Tree. We got 1 done. We have 2 more to go. And it all is dependent upon when her grandkids you need Thanksgiving cards. Yeah, so some of these cards coming up will be fallsy cards, which you could put the Happy Thanksgiving on them. So it's all dependent. She's got her grandkids. Her and her husband have the grandbabies for a couple days. And so when they go down for a nap, she's like, I'm on my way. And we have 2 hours while her husband watches the kids. Well, I should say, is there in the house while they sleep. I'm sure he's not going to watch them sleep. Grandpas usually have other things going on. But so she has a 2-hour window with me, and I don't know when it is. It'll probably be in the afternoon that I'm stamping with her. But needless to say, I can't tell you. It's going to be a fly by the seat of my pants. And it probably will be after I'm done stamping with her because I will have those cards and I will probably show them to you because I have no willpower like when it comes to showing off cards. Like I have to just show them to you because I'm so excited about them. So anyways, yes. there will be some Thanksgiving cards in there. So sorry, Barbara, I can't commit to a time. That's like giving me hyperventilation in a good way. Oh yeah, it'll probably, if you guys know me by now, I am a little bit of a JITer, a just-in-timer. So if I say it's done by Tuesday and Tyler will be over for date night like by 5:30, it'll probably be at 4 at the latest that I start. So that's kind of how it goes. All right, you guys, that's a lot of jibber jabber. I think we'll let you go. Oh, oh, Wanda, you love my enthusiasm. Yay. Yeah. And it's Thursday. So I'm going to, take a breather after this and, drink some water, you guys. That's what I'm going to do. So lots of sunshine, love, and hugs, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5:30 Central for Sale-a-bration. Hoorah. Love you long time. Bye.